When it comes to skincare, more isn't always better, unless you're talking about naps, sunscreen, or dogs. Vitamin C, the glow-getting darling of dermatology, definitely deserves a spot on the list of things that make your skin happy. But how much is enough? And when does brightening turn into burning? Scientists, it turns out, have been quite meticulous in their attempts to answer this. And while your 20% vitamin C serum might sound like it's doing the most, there's a sweet spot hidden in the chemistry that suggests lower doses might be doing more of the heavy lifting, especially if you're a skin cell in a petri dish with hopes of collagen stardom. Let's get molecular. Research into optimal vitamin C concentrations for skin regeneration has often been conducted in vitro using human dermal fibroblasts or keratinocytes. These studies tend to measure biological responses like collagen synthesis, cell proliferation, antioxidant protection, and even epigenetic modulation because vitamin C isn't just a passive protector, it's also a bossy little gene whisperer. Across many of these studies, the magic happens most consistently in the range of 0.1 to 1.0 millimolar. So what does 0.1 to 1 millimeter actually mean in real-world serum speak? Well, 1 millimeter of L-ascorbic acid corresponds roughly to 17.6 milligrams per milliliter, or about 1.76% concentration in a skincare product, which means those 10%, 15%, and even 20% serums flooding the shelves. They're way above that lab-tested sweet spot. Cue the marketing drama. To be fair, topical formulations face a major challenge: penetrating the skin barrier, especially the stratum corneum, which is as stingy as a dragon guarding its lipid hoard. Because vitamin C is water-soluble and notoriously unstable, it oxidizes faster than a banana in a fruit salad. Formulators often crank up the percentage to make sure enough of it actually gets in. And herein lies the paradox. In cells, too much vitamin C can cause pro-oxidant effects. Yes, the very thing it's supposed to fight. But on the skin surface, where penetration is inefficient, higher concentrations may be needed to compensate for loss. Clinical studies in humans, not just petri dishes, have added nuance to the debate. Trials using 5% or 10% L-ascorbic acid have shown clear improvements in photo damage, wrinkle depth, skin firmness, and hyperpigmentation. But so have some trials using as little as 3% vitamin C when properly stabilized and formulated with supportive antioxidants like vitamin E and ferulic acid. In one often cited double-blind study, a 5% concentration led to significant improvements in skin elasticity and dermal thickness after 6 months. Another study comparing 10% and 20% vitamin C showed diminishing returns and more irritation at the higher level. What does this mean for your bathroom cabinet? Well, if your serum lists 15 to 20% vitamin C and it doesn't sting, burn, or smell like a rusty penny, and your skin looks better, great. You're probably getting enough penetration to trigger fibroblasts and stimulate collagen synthesis. But don't assume that higher always means better. In fact, lower concentrations, around 1 to 5%, might be more efficient at supporting antioxidant defenses, promoting keratinocyte differentiation, and even encouraging TT enzyme activation, without turning your skin barrier into a red flag of inflammation. And then there's formulation. L-ascorbic acid, the pure form of vitamin C, works best at a pH below 3.5, but that acidity can be irritating. Derivatives like magnesium ascorbyl phosphate or ascorbyl glucoside are gentler, more stable, and often effective at lower concentrations, but require enzymatic conversion within the skin to become active, which may vary from person to person. Shout out to your skin's lazy esterase enzymes. Still, even these forms have shown positive results in clinical studies at concentrations as low as 2 to 5%. In the end, the ideal vitamin C concentration for skin renewal is not a one-size-fits-all answer, but research does suggest that more than 1% and less than 10%, especially in well-formulated products, offers the best balance of efficacy, stability, and tolerance. It's a Goldilocks zone, enough to stimulate collagen, suppress melanin, neutralize free radicals, and maybe even reawaken some of your more youthful genes, without causing your face to stage a protest. So, while the 20% serum might sound like a superhero on paper, the science suggests your skin might prefer a well-behaved 5% solution with a little ferulic acid, some vitamin E, and zero drama. Because sometimes, the best kind of glow-up is the one that doesn't start with peeling.